Hello friends, we are now under a sleeveless blouse series, and in today's concept we are going to look how to stitch a halter neck blouse. Before moving on to the concept, we will look few instructions on how to print your PDF patterns. First of all, you should print out your pattern in its actual size. So under the option page size, click onto the actual size, and that's how you will get out your real size pattern out. There is one more thing to be noted is the orientation of the sheet. All you need is to click onto auto and you can get your actual size pattern. What if in case if you do not have option known as auto, and by the time you should look into your cutting instruction sheet for the orientation. Just check whether it's portrait or landscape orientation. If it's a portrait one, click onto portrait, and that's so simple as that. Or if it in landscape orientation, click onto landscape, and yes, you can now print to get the actual size pattern out. So next we will move on to PDF paper cutting. Here we are going to cut off the unwanted edges by connecting the matching signs. In this process, I'm going to connect these 4 matching signs. Cut them off. First of all, align the PDF sheets according to the instruction sheet given. You should start connecting the matching signs and cut them off. You should stick them up together with the reference of the instruction sheet. Stick them up properly to get the actual size patterns. Finally, when you stick them up all together, you should cut out the pattern. Yes, start cutting out the pattern along the cut line. And here is the actual size pattern ready. It's done, and next we are going to trace those patterns on the fabric. First, I trace out my back body pattern. I trace it out and provide a seam allowance of 0.50 inches all around. Cut them out. So this is what we have done. And next is the front part. Place the pattern along the fold and trace it out. Similarly, provide 0.50 inches of seam allowance all around. Cut it and make your patterns ready. And finally, it's the pattern of the cup part. It's better if you make a cross cutting of the cup part because it stretches well and gives a good fit while you wear. So have it cross, trace it out. And provide 0.50 inches seam allowance all around and cut it down. And these are the parts of the front body. So now we are done with the cutting and our fabric is ready for the sewing process. First, we will start sewing the back body. Place the inner lining upon the main fabric and sew at the upper and bottom edges. Repeat the same on the other side. I'm going to now press the seams well so that I get a good finish at the outer edges. Invert it inside out and iron well. so that's how we will get a good finish at the edges. Make sure you do it when you sew blouses. Next, we will move on to the front body. At front, we should sew the front parts together. So sew the front and the cup along the princess seam. Stitch them up together properly along the princess curve. To get a good finish at your princess seam on the front, you should press well along the seams at the inner side. That's it, and one more thing to be done is to make the hangings ready. Since we are going to attach rope at the front neck, hangings will look good on it. So to make it, I here take a cloth and make double fold. Trace out the pattern and circle with anything you have according to the size you need. Then cut it out, leaving sesame allowance. Then stitch it up along the circular line drawn, leaving a gap at the middle. And invert it inside out through the gap. Then make a top stitch. Now a circular patch is ready. You can do the way I do, and that's a way I made a hanging. So next I'm going to attach it with the rope that I have kept ready. Sew them up together. And I have made my hangings ready. Coming back to the front part, we are now going to attach inner lining along with the main fabric. Place the fabrics at a way where the good sides of the fabric are together, so sew them up together along the upper and lower edges. So when you sew along the upper edge, you should insert the rope in between the fabrics at the neck. Have both the ropes on either sides and sew them well along with it. Same way sew along the bottom edges too. Then invert them and iron along the edges. And yes, we have got our front body too. Next, we are going to attach the back body with the front, stitch them up together at the side. Do it on both the sides. Next is we are going to make plackets with V-shaped hook hold. You should get them stitched up with the inner side at the center back. Then flip it outwards and provide V-stitches. On the other side, sew it along the outer side and flip it inwards and make a stitch. And here is where you end doing to provide hooks. That's over and your final product is ready. I hope you may all enjoyed it. Thank you.